For as long as we've had language, some people have tried to control it. And some of the most frequent targets of this communication regulation are the ums and the ers and the likes that pepper our conversations. Ancient Greek and Latin texts warned against speaking with hesitation. Modern schools have tried to ban the offensive terms, and renowned linguist Norman Chomsky dismissed these expressions as errors and something which is irrelevant to language itself. Historically, these speech components have been lumped into the broader bucket of disfluencies, linguistic fillers which distract us from useful speech. However, none of this controversy has actually made the disfluencies less common. They continue to occur roughly 2 to 3 times per minute in natural speech, and different versions of them can be found in almost every language. And I speak almost 2 or 3 languages, and there are different fillers for different languages that I speak with. So, are ums and uhs just a habit that we can't break, or is there more to them than meets the ear? To answer this question, it helps us to compare these speech components to other words we use in everyday life. While a written word might have multiple definitions, we can usually determine its intended meaning through something which we call the context. In speech, however, a word can take additional layers of meaning. Tone of voice, the relationship between speakers, and expectations of where conversations will go can imbue even words that seem like filler with vital information. This is where this and come in, or a, or in, or ooh, or ito, or ano, and all these kind of stuff come in. Linguists call these filled pauses, which are kind of a hesitation phenomenon. And these seemingly insignificant interruptions are actually meaningful in spoken communication. So, for example, while a silent pause might be interrupted as a sign for others to start speaking, a filled pause can signal that you're not finished yet. Hesitation phenomena can buy time for your speech to catch up with your thoughts or to fish out the right word for a situation, and they don't just benefit the speaker. A filled pause lets your listeners know an important word is on the way. Linguists have even found that people are more likely to remember a word if it comes after a hesitation. Hesitation phenomena aren't just the only parts of speech that take on new meaning during dialogue. Words and phrases such as like, well, or function as discourse makers, ignoring their literal meaning to convey something about the sentence in which they appear. Discourse markers direct the flow of conversation, and some studies suggest that speakers use more of these phrases to ensure everyone is being heard and understood. For example, starting a sentence with "look" can indicate your attitude and help you gauge the listener's agreement. I mean, can signal that you're about to elaborate on something. And the dreaded can perform many functions, such as establishing a loose connection between thoughts or introducing someone else's words or actions. These markers give people a real-time view into your thought process and help listeners follow, interpret, and predict what you are trying to say. Discourse markers and hesitation phenomena aren't just useful for understanding language, they help us learn it too. In 2011, a study showed toddlers common and uncommon objects alongside a recording referring to one of the items. When a later recording asked them to identify the uncommon object, toddlers performed better if that instruction contained a filled pause. This may mean that filled pauses cue toddlers to to expect novel words and help them connect new words to new objects. For adolescents and adults, learning a second language filled pauses smooth out awkward early conversations, and I have faced that a lot. And once they are confident, the second language learner can signal their newfound fluency by using the appropriate hesitation phenomenon. Because, contrary to popular belief, the use of filled pauses don't decrease the mastery of a language, as many people are being led to believe. Just because hesitation phenomena and discourse markers are a natural part of communication doesn't mean they're always appropriate. Outside of writing dialogue, they serve no purpose in most formal writing. And in some contexts, the stigma these social cues carry can work against the speaker too. But in most conversations, these seemingly senseless sounds can convey a word of meaning and sometimes much more.